There's a whole lot of digging going on, and more to do yet. Remember when I said that the back end of the cabin was just resting on dirt? Well, I was wrong. There was a skinny piece of cement holding up the back right here on the northeast corner of the cabin. Roots are another problem, but hey, the good news is the ground isn't frozen any longer. Okay, the first jack is in place and it's holding some weight. Looks like it's going to be just fine. So far so good. And there's the second jack in, holding weight on this corner. It looks a little rough, but actually it's all square and everything. Anyway, getting there. It was quite the hole to dig just to get down to where I could jack it up. And here's the third jack holding weight. Just one more corner to go till we can start lifting this baby up. And then Tall Pine Cabin really will be tall. And there's the fourth one. Next stop, Tall City. After a little readjustment, finally got the fourth jack in place again, and it's holding weight just fine. So probably tomorrow morning we'll be lifting this cabin up. Here's the pre-liftoff view from the front of the cabin. Jack's in place, ready to go tomorrow morning. Back in March when I was digging this section, it was very frozen. I had to pick at it and things. Well, right here is one of the chunks of the frozen ground. And you can see that it's definitely not frozen any longer. What a difference. Well, I got the bottom edge of the back dug out, and it's amazing how far this thing has sunk over the years. Wanted to show it before I started raising the cabin. This angle probably shows it better. A little bit windy today. Hope you can hear me. Turns out the cribbing is the trickiest part, or the part that slows down the process anyway. Well, it's getting there. Raised it a few inches already. And here's my cheering squad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just doing 5 pumps at a time for each one of the jacks, and I just keep going around and around. So far so good. So things were going along so well yesterday, and I was pretty proud of it. We had the cabin all leveled, and I was getting ready to put in the final blocking when this happened. The whole cabin shifted, fell off of its jacks, and nobody was hurt. The cabin wasn't broken, but it's definitely a setback. So right now I'm in the midst of re-blocking and getting it stabilized. So fun times. We're on the northwest corner of the cabin now, and this shows how much the cabin shifted. Right where the shovel's at is where the jack used to be, and right at the corner. And it's moved over to see to the left there, the corner of the cabin. So yeah, it's a little bit exciting. Well, here it is, just before I raise it up the second time and see if I can level it. There's a lot of groundwork, pardon the pun, that had to be done to make sure everything was level. Bought a lot more bricks, and I believe with a little bit of shimming with some wood here and there, but I believe this is much better than what I originally was doing with a mishmash of stuff. And this one here, this corner here, shows what I'd done before, and I thought that was solid. Obviously not, compared to that one right there. So makes a difference. Anyway, we'll see if we can raise it tomorrow or later tonight. Right now the mosquitoes are driving me crazy. Just a hint, this is not the way to block the house when you're lifting it up. Well, it's 5 o'clock, and the tall pine cabin is definitely not ready for occupancy. But after the little mishap, got it back to, excuse me, almost level. Excuse me, there was a lot of mosquitoes here. I just happened to swallow one. Anyway, so we got the pure, not the pure blocks, but the cement blocks in place with a lot of shims. And it, like I said, it's mostly level now. And I can tell you one thing, after raising this thing up twice and the anxiety about it after it fell over, I'm pretty exhausted. And tomorrow I have to drive home so that the next day we can I can get to work. Hopefully I'm not too exhausted at work, but we'll just do the roundabout here. Definitely better than it was. I still have a little bit of cleaning up to do. Shims are wonderful. It would have been difficult without them. And there's the back side here, or I should say the west side that was in the dirt the most prior to the big fall down. And since we're here and it's starting to rain, let's take a peek at the lake. And you probably notice, if you can zoom in, there's a bunch of geese that just landed. And they're swimming along. They're saying, hey, let's get out of this rain. Head to shelter. Well, all for now. This is exciting. I felt safe going inside for the first time in a few days and taking a picture of that wonderful view.